So in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can afford to buy a home in the Denver area on a modest budget. Denver is obviously an amazing place to live for a lot of reasons, so finding affordable housing options if you're living on one income can be challenging. So what I'm going to do today is take you through a couple of different scenarios, several different suburbs, to give you an idea of how you can afford to buy a home in Denver if you are on a more modest budget or you're a one income household. So before we get into it, I would love it if you would give this video a thumbs up and click that subscribe button. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's start with an annual salary of $50,000. So that would make your monthly income around $4,166. If you want to keep your monthly payment at 35% of your income, that's going to give you a budget of $1,500 a month. You're going to find mostly condos in this price range, and this will keep you looking at around a $200,000 price point. So there's also going to be additional costs for the HOA. These HOA costs can vary anywhere from $200 a month to $600 a month. So that's going to push your monthly payment to be closer to 40 to 50% of your income, which is tight and might mean you need a side hustle to offset that extra cost every month. And while a condo might not be ideal or your dream space, it's a great way to get into the market and start building equity, which is how you can afford to move up in a couple of years once your property value increases. And if you put some sweat equity into one of these homes and do some updates and improvements, you're going to add value and make it more appealing when you go to sell it. Or you can choose to keep it as a rental property in the future and have some rental income. Okay, now let's look at what you can get if you make $75,000 a year. So that would make your monthly income around $6,250. If you want to keep your monthly payment at 35% of your income, that's going to give you a budget of around $2,200 a month. So for this one, let's focus on a specific suburb and what's available there in your price point. So let's look at Westminster. Westminster is located just northwest of Denver. If you want to keep your monthly payment at around 35% of your income, you'll want to stick with a condo or townhome, which you will be able to find in this area in your budget, which is around $300,000. If we factor in a 6.5% interest rate and include a 2-1 buy down and a 10% down payment, your monthly payment would be as follows. In year one, your payment would be around $1,893 a month. In year two, your payment would be around $2,058 a month. And in year three, your payment would be $2,232 a month. Now, like I said before, you'll need to keep in mind that condos and townhomes are going to have HOA fees to cover costs like snow removal, exterior and grounds maintenance, water, sewer, and trash. So this could cost you another few $100s a month on top of your monthly payment. But again, buying a condo or a townhome is a great way to jump into home ownership and get you on your way to building some equity and building your real estate portfolio. So now let's look at what you can get if you make $100,000 a year. That would make your monthly income around $8,300. And if you want to keep your monthly payment at 35% of your income, that's going to give you a budget of around $2,900 a month. So this time, let's look at what you can get in Aurora that's in your price range, which is going to be around $400,000 for a single family home. Aurora is a large suburb east of Denver with various neighborhoods and housing options. Since you'll be able to find a single family home in Aurora in your price range, it'll be much easier to find a home with no HOA fees, which is why your budget jumps significantly. The home still might need some updates, but again, this gives you the opportunity to make improvements to the home and potentially add value and build yourself some sweat equity. So if we factor in a 6.5% interest rate and 10% down, your monthly payment would be $2,974 a month. If you only want to put 3% down, your payment would be $3,306 a month. And if you could put 20% down, you wouldn't have to pay private mortgage insurance, which would bring your payment down to $2,557 a month. If you're only putting 0 to 5% down, you might need to consider a roommate to help offset the monthly payment to keep your part of the payment around 35% of your income. So let's look at the cost of this home if we factor in a 6.5% interest rate. With 3% down and a 2-1 rate buy down, year one, your monthly payment would be $2,820. Year two, it would be $3,057. And year three, you would be at $3,306 a month. So you may be wondering what a 2-1 buy down is. And basically, it's when we ask the seller to credit you money at closing that your lender will use to buy down your interest rate for the first 2 years. So this is a great way to leverage a lower payment for a couple of years. And if during that time interest rates dip down into the 4s or 5s, you can refinance and lock that lower rate in. I know these buy downs can be a little confusing, so reach out to me and we can dive a little deeper into exactly what it would look like for your situation. And if you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. The Denver housing market can be intimidating to jump into, but once you're in, you're in. The best way to build wealth, in my opinion, is by investing in real estate. One of my favorite ways to look at a potentially overwhelming situation is the saying, if you want to eat an elephant, you just have to start gnawing on its ear. And I realize that's a weird analogy, but I think it's a helpful perspective. The first step in building your real estate portfolio is jumping in wherever your budget allows and making it work, and I can help you do that. Call, text, or email me and let's talk about it. All of my contact information is in the description below. Thank you for watching.